Hello, my name is Ariel Jackson, and this is my story. I was born December 9th, 1996, in Topeka, Kansas, along with my twin sister, Andrea. There's six Jacksons altogether, three boys and three girls. I'm not sure if they want to be named right now, so we'll just keep that out of it right at the moment. Um, this is our story from my point of view. Um, there's also their point of views that I'm hoping will come soon. Um, Once they see this, they might get inspired. so, um, my dad was abusive, and that's mostly what I remember of my dad. I was only with him for a short few years of my life. He was very abusive, not only towards us kids, but toward my mom as well. I remember my mom trying to leave multiple times, and one specific time we left. We went to her parents' house, which is my grandparents. I would have met them for the first time. It was, dark, cold, and rainy one night, and I guess she just had enough, and we went over to their house, and we didn't have a car or anything, and we just got dropped off, and they just wouldn't let us in. They knew who it was, and, my mom had a newborn baby in her arms, their grandchild, and they just wouldn't let us in. After a few hours, she convinced them to let her make one phone call, and we wouldn't touch anything or sit down. Like, we couldn't sit down or touch anything. Like, we had to make, a promise. Like, we're just going to make one phone call. And that one phone call was to that one person who she knew would come get us. And that was our father, John Jackson. And he came and got us, and we ended up staying there. But fortunately, with my grandparents, that was the first taste of racism that we received. Because we were partially black, we couldn't, we couldn't even pretty much be their grandchildren at that time or act like their grandchildren. It was very sad. But we ended up having to stay with my father, and I guess one day, after having two more children, my dad, I overheard my dad saying that he was going to kill us, kill us in front of her and then kill her. And we were supposed to go camping that weekend. And, my mom, I guess she knew or she felt that something bad was going to happen or something. So she, took us, we had to go through the sliding door, I remember, because he used to lock us in every time we left for work. And we went out the sliding door and to our neighbor's house and, got help. And once they found him, he had, trash bag, guns, knives, I guess, and rope. And, he was going to kill us. And I believe he was going to kill us if we would have stayed longer. But, our mom saved us from that. But unfortunately, now we get in the journey of trying to raise six children as a single mother. And, that was very difficult for her. And it was hard on us as well. We ended up in shelters, and we tried to live with family and stuff and go with family, but it just never worked out. And we met my stepdad, and he tried to help us as much as possible, but we ended up getting taken away the first time in Georgia. And we had to wait for her to get everything together for us to move back with her. But we went to a youth shelter for a while, and then went to a foster family, and that was the first time. I was 6 years old. All six of us went together, and same shelter, but we got split up in different foster homes. Some maybe three girls or three or something like that. It was different, but we ended up going to the same school, I believe, and still being able to see each other. And we got placed back with our mother and Larry, who had a place for us in Georgia. And unfortunately, that was short-lived, and one thing led to another. We ended up in another shelter, and other places, and here and there, and traveling a lot, and greyhounds and buses and everything. And one day we I guess we went back to Larry in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and I don't know, my mom just couldn't do it. We ran a 1-bedroom apartment, 6 kids, 2 adults. Yeah, she just took the little, she couldn't handle it. And my dad, Larry, you know, my dad took, he had 2 jobs and tried, but my mom took 2 kids and left. 2 kids. Pause. My mom took the youngest child, the youngest boy, and left. Left us all, the rest of the 5, in a room sleeping. We didn't even know she left. She didn't tell us anything. I was old enough to at least be able to comprehend. I was smarter and I developed faster mentally because of what I went through. And she could have told us anything, but she didn't. And Larry tried. He tried to take care of us, but it was very hard. He had 2 jobs, 5 kids in one place, 1-bedroom apartment. And, I guess somebody either told or they found out, or DHS came knocking on the door, and that was it. That was it. We didn't know that was gonna be it, but that was the time. That was the last time we were gonna be able to be there and be a family and not have the system involved. And it was, yeah. We still had to track down my mom and find my youngest brother, and they ended up taking him too. And we did go to the youth shelter in Stillwater, but eventually, I guess this very nice people, this couple, husband and wife, came and they decided to take all 6 of us in. This older couple are Mormons. They're Mormons. And we stayed with them for a while, and it was good at first. And they were vegetarians, and they taught us new things, and we liked their house, and we were able to stay together, and everything was going well. And then just one day, I guess, the foster dad, he snapped on my brothers, and would choke them and hold them up to the wall, he was an ex-cop, and a white ex-cop, and I feel like he was trying to break them from a very young age, put the fear of the white man in them, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I feel like he was really trying to scare them because they were colored, and they were young boys. I'm telling you, they were young, 5, 4, 3 young boys, and he would choke them. He would choke them up on the wall, and we would see them, we would see it, he would see it too, the girls too, he would just know, and then I feel like that was, he wouldn't touch us females, but I feel like him doing it in front of us was, saying, a warning, you see this, and this, it could happen, and it's going to happen, and this is what it is. We were just young at that time. We didn't have any cell phones. We didn't have any phones. We didn't have any way to contact it. We didn't know anything. We were fresh in the foster system and fresh in it, permanently in it, in it. So we didn't know what to do. Then we just started going to school and stuff and everything. And one day, and Ariana, she was just done. She was just done. She's like, I'm not taking it. She said that she was going to tell on them, because they keep touching our brothers, and they kicked her out, but she still told, and I knew what was going on. I knew, him choking my brothers weren't good, but I also knew that me telling would split us up, and there's no telling when we'd be able to reunite or see each other again, or under what circumstances. So yeah, I kept my mouth shut, and process took a while, but we did end up having to move and getting switched and being split up because that abusive foster dad. And yeah, it was bad. I didn't want to be separated from my brothers, but it happened. And then it was just us girls, and the boys were somewhere else, and we didn't know where they were. We weren't really able to regularly contact them like that. We didn't know their numbers like that, and it was just, it sucked. But we're still in the foster system, and it's hard. And then it was just us, the sisters, and we all got split up too. Like, first Ariana got split up from the twins, and which is me and Andrea. Ended up, multiple places and going to different foster homes and through Oklahoma and, different places, split up, and we all just really wanted to be together, and like we made sacrifices. Sometimes, I'd mess up the foster home because I wanted to go see my sister, and they wouldn't let me go see my sister, and it didn't make any sense why I couldn't see my sister. I would just get so fucking angry and leave, or just like walk out or anything. Like I couldn't, I just wanted to be with my sisters, and eventually, like, you get losing, you lose, who you were before. Like, you lose, you just start changing into something else, changing, and I didn't, yeah, so, it was difficult life, and, it was hard, but we all grew up, and we all got able to, at least keep in contact through social media, and that was good once we got older. And I aged out of the foster system when I was 18 years old. I decided to leave my foster home that I was in 10 days after my 18th birthday. I had already had a job since I was 16 years old. I've been working, I had a car, it was good, yeah. With the help of my caseworker, I was able to move out 10 days after my 18th birthday, and we had everything set up and ready, and, still going to school and stuff, but there was also a huge thing that happened when I was 19 years old. Another violent attack towards me, and a man hurt me, and it still affects me to this day, and I'm still recovering and healing and getting over that, and you guys will see the process of that as well. I had to get 2 surgeries when I was 19 years old above my heart on my AC joint. I did have a heart condition, and this really affects it, and it's hard. It's healing. I'm healing. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of process. It's a lot of getting over the fact that someone hurt you and they're still free, and justice hasn't been served, and that whole thing. And I'm still trying to figure out my next steps and what's next for me. And I know what I'm good at. I know what I can do, and I know I like to create things. I know I like to, talking, and I can talk, and I'm beautiful, and I know what I can do, and I know I can sing, I know I have a beautiful voice, and I know, I'm capable of anything I put my mind to. So I'm gonna do everything I can to get to where I want to be in life. And I'm just asking, for some, like, subscribe, comment, ask me questions, anything, everything. I want to be active, and I want to talk to you guys, anybody who's watching, ask me questions. My life is difficult. You guys are going to see. I'm not going to give you, just the good stuff in my life. I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to tell you more about my life in the foster system, because that's not all of my life. That's just a short, 10-minute video. So I'm going to give you more. I'm going to show you more. I'm going to show you me, like, who I am. I'm hoping that my family, does the same and helps, tries to put our word out there, put our voice, and stand up for the foster kids, who are still transitioning and, trying to grow and trying to be successful adults and successful human beings, And this is, me going after my dreams and, becoming a YouTuber and, being creative and smart and everything that I know I can do, and I know that I have the ability to do, and this is it. And I want to show you guys all my talents, and I hope you guys like me. Thank you for listening.